analysis is a marketing process that provides statistics about market potentials of your business products and service. This section of your plans needs to have specific information about current state of the industry and its target markets. An industry analysis may contain reference materials such as spreadsheet, pie charts, and bar graphs in order to represent the data. Include specific information about growth pattern, fluctuations related to the company, and income projections. Be sure to document recent development, news, and innovations. Also discuss marketing strategies and the industry prevalent operations and management trends. And also industry analysis for an entrepreneur or a company is a method that helps to understand a company positions relative to the participants in the industry. It helps them to identify both the opportunities and threats coming their way and gives them a strong idea of the present and future scenario of the industry. They can surviving in this ever-changing business environment and to understand the difference between yourself and your competitors in the industry and use it for full advantage. There are three types of industry analysis. First, competitive force model posters five forces. Number two, broad factors analysis. Number three, SWOT analysis. One of the most famous models even developed for industry analysis, famous known as poster five forces, was introduced by Michael Porter in his 1980 book. According to Porter, analysis of the five forces give an accurate impression of the industry and makes analysis easier. In our corporate of business strategy course, we cover these five forces and additional phase power of contemporary good and services providers. So that is the corporate strategy business course. So I will discuss one by one about intensity of industry rivalry, threats of potential entrants, bargaining power of suppliers, bargaining power of buyers, threats of substitute goods and services. So first is intensity of industry rivalry. The number of participants in the industry and their respective market shares are a direct representations of competitiveness of the industry. Number two is threat of potential entrants. This indicates the case with which new firms can enter the market of particular industry. Number three is bargaining power of suppliers. This refers to the bargaining power of suppliers. The industry relies on a small number of suppliers. They enjoy considerable amount bargaining power. Number four, bargaining power of buyers. The complete opposite happens when the bargaining power lies with the customers. Number five, threats of substitute goods and services. The industry is always competing with other industry producing a similar substitute product. So customer analysis. Based of my observation to the video, customer analysis is an essential section of your business plan. It provides a comprehensive understanding of your customer base. And also, customer analysis is a combination of qualitative and quantitative research collected on your customers with the purpose of better understanding them, order to draw meaning, full of conclusions that will aid on your marketing and outreach efforts. It allows you to determine the needs of your customers, the types of messaging that responds with the aren't purchasing your product, and with the information you can make the changes necessary and increasing growth. how to do customer analysis. And I have 8 steps about customer analysis. So how to do customer analysis? If your customer analysis is going to be effective, then it needs to be thorough. It importance to you gather the proper information and then apply it in the most meaningful way. So the first steps is analyze your current customers. So if you have a good analysis system in this place, then you have already have a lot of data on how your customer behave. So number 2 is perform customer profitability analysis to identify the most valuable customers. So your entire customers base, can you give plenty of good insight about which features are popular and similar generic metrics, but in order to know which types of customers to reach out to the and which improvements are going to make the biggest impact on current reduction, it pays to look and the type of people who have spent the most and or stayed with the target. And the number 3 is perform customers needs analysis to discover the main purchase drivers. People make purchase based on the needs. When you understand what your customers and people similar to them need from a product, you also understand what drives them to make a purchase. So number 4 is perform customers segmentations analysis to create customers segments. So customer can be segmented in a variety of ways. You can divide them by common demographic traits, common profitability metrics, common shopping or an app usage behaviors, and more customers segmentation tools will help you guide you by grouping your customers into logical segmentations buckets. So number 5 is use customer data to create buyers personas. These buyers personas will serve as a functional embodiment of your customers. So marketing, sales, and onboardly terms can communicate. So number 6, acquire customer feedback. Will keep you stay up to date on how customer feels about your product versus an ever-changing technological and competitive landscape. So number 7, draw a customer journey map. Current customers' journey and comparing with the feedback they given and data you collected can help you identify points in the journey map. Number 8 is repeat. So customer one day can be all news the next. It's important to keep that in mind and ensure that customer analysis is an ongoing effort of your part and not something you do once and forgot about. So what should a customer analysis include? When conducting a customer analysis, you should gather a data about how customers are interacting with your product, what their pain points and need are, what demographic and purchasing groups they belong to, and feedbacks directly from the about their feelings of your product. Competitor analysis. Competitor analysis, regular competitive analysis can help you spot opportunities to innovate, promote your business, enhance your products or services, and outshine your competitions. Your company chase only the same customers as its competitors. You offer comparable products or services to each other, but you're not entirely sure why you with some orders but lose others. A competitive analysis can provide you with a road map needed to capture a greater share of the market and better understand the future trends that will affect your sector. Understand your market. So while you understand your market, identifying competitors, you may find companies that you didn't know about on that you didn't consider part of your competitions before. Knowing your competitors are in the first steps to surpassing them. Should you do a competitor analysis? Conducting a through competitive analysis is always a good idea with starting a new business. However, a competitor analysis isn't just for startups. How to do competitor analysis. So figuring out what the focus on when conducting competitor analysis can be tricky. Below are 5 steps to help you get started. So first is identify your competitors. So to identify your competitors, to create a list of potential competitors, consider where your customers would turn if they didn't buy from your company. So they have a two kind of competitors, direct competitors and indirect competitors. So number two is gather background information. Once you have a list of competitors to reach, start learning about their businesses. Start by looking at company website, social media pages, and any news articles that have been published about them. So number three is profile your competitors' target customers. So a company is nothing without its customers. Getting an idea of who your competitors sell to will tell you a lot about their businesses. So number four is focus on the 4 Ps. Now that you've identified the target customer of each competitor, this time to look into how they go around about reaching that segment of the market. So they have 4 Ps. That the first is product, price, promotion, and place. So the number five is analyze strength and weaknesses your competitors. So using this information you've collected, consider the strength and weaknesses of each of your selected competitors. So what is customer journey map? So you want to create a memorable first impression and deliver a differentiated buying experience to your customers. Porter's five forces. So what is Porter's five forces? So Porter's five forces are traits of new entrants, bargaining power of buyers, bargaining power of suppliers, traits of new substitutes, and competitive rivalry. So this framework helps strategists understand what makes an industry profitable and provide insight and needed to make strategic choice. It applicable to any industry and company size. So they have a pros and cons. So a pros is a strategic tool that gives you a complete pictures of what drives profitability and helps you identify disruptive trends early on. So the cons is this tool is outside in and requires a great deal of research and analysis to uncover new information. Porter's five forces model is a strategic and framework that helps to identify and analyze 5 forces that affect a company's profitability in any given industry. Porter's five forces model is a critical element of strategic analysis that helps companies decide how to shape the balance of competitive forces to maximize profitability. So we have advantages of Porter's force model. First is organizations can learn how profit and is divided among 5 forces. And the second is it enables organization to identify which players are in control and set rules. So, Pestle analysis. Pestle analysis is so far we have looked at market conditions and factors that directly have an impact on the activities of the business. These micro factors can sometimes be identified through everyday observation of business activity. However, the surrounding environment where a business operates contain a number of variables that are not necessary within a business's control and are at times more difficult to observe because they are easy to overlook. The Pesta model divides these factors into five different categories. It explores the political, economic, social, technological, environmental, and legal factors that are relevant. So, I will discuss the types of factors. First is political factors can shape what businesses do through their political agendas policies. Political factors include delegations of industries or the signing of trade agreements that allow greater competitors to enter a market. So number two is economic factors. Sometimes conflicted with political ones because they are at times the result of political decisions. Number three is social factors. Explore the demographic trends such as age, life stage, family size. All of these factors are important when trying to break down a market and identify potential customers. So number four is technological factors are not just concerned with information technology, although this is among a consideration. So environmental factors is refers to the impact of natural resources utilization on the businesses. The impact of plastic waste may change the way of company package its products. To legal factors is refers to a legislative framework within with company operates with health and safety can also be of concern of a business. Supply chain management is the management of the flow of goods services that includes all processes that transform raw materials into final products. It involves the active streamlining of a business supply side activities of maximize customer value and gain competitive advantage in the marketplace. So, how supply chain management represent an effort by the suppliers to develop and implement supply chains that are as efficient and economical as possible. So, they have five parts of social chain management. So, the number one is planning, sourcing, manufacturing, delivering, returning. So, the first is planning to get the best results of SCM. The process usually begins with planning to match supply with customer and manufacturing demands. So, sourcing efficient SCM processes rely very heavily on strong relationships with suppliers. Sourcing entails working with vendors to supply the new materials needed through the manufacturing process. So manufacturing is the heart of supply chain management process. The company transform raw materials by using machinery or labor or other. So delivering is one product are made and sales are finalized. A company must get the products into the hands of its customers. So returning the supply chain management process includes with support for the product and customer returns. So supply chain management versus supply chains. So is the networks of individuals, companies, resources, activities, and technologies used to make a sale of product or services. A supply chain starts with a delivery of raw materials from a supplier to manufacturer and ends with the delivery of the finished product or services the end of consumer. So types of supply chain models. Management does not look the same for all companies. Each business has its own goals, traits, and strengths, and helps what is CM process looks like. So why is chain management important? So supply chain management is important because it can help achieve several business objectives. Balance scorecard is a management system aimed at translating an organization performance objectives that in turn are measured, monitored, and changed if necessary or to ensure that organization strategic goals are met. So what are the four balanced scorecard perspectives? So first is financial analysis. So and second, customer analysis, and third, internal analysis. So first is financial analysis, which includes measures such as operating income, profitability, and return on investment. Second is customer analysis, which looks at investment in customer services and retentions. So third is internal analysis, which look at how internal businesses processes are linked to strategic goals. So why the history of a balanced scorecard? Neither should the balanced scorecard approach be reviewed strictly as a performance measurement system. So rather it is a strategic management system that will currently simplify and then operationalize the version and the top of organization.